So let's face it, sometimes you wake up in the morning and you feel like your entire life is out of control. You don't even feel like getting out of bed and tackling the challenges of your day. And maybe you feel like your whole life is a failure. And in some ways, maybe it is. But what if I told you that there are 5 simple things you can do that can dramatically change your life if you start doing them today? Here are 5 habits of highly productive people that can completely change your life. If you want to be productive, the first thing you need to do is learn how to enjoy failure. And I don't mean just sort of enjoy it, I mean actually learning to appreciate it. Understanding the value of making a mistake, failing, and then learning important lessons from it is a trait that many productive and successful people have in common. Generally, productive people look at every single failure as an opportunity for growth, and they understand that you may need to start and fail at your new business, your new habit, or your new gym routine 10, 20, 100 times before you actually find what works for you. On the other hand, normal people are generally afraid of what others might think if you fail. Maybe it's going to be very embarrassing when you go back home to visit your friends or your next family reunion. But productive people understand and accept that in order to become great at something, first you have to be willing to be very bad at it. And also from each one of those failures, before you actually find what works, what gets you in shape, or what's going to make you $1 million a year, you learn from each one of those failures and those mistakes, and you get stronger and better. Remember that failure is just a part of the game. And if you're okay with that, then you can go very far. Productive people understand leverage. If you're out there thinking that you have all the answers and that you can do everything by yourself, then there's only so much you can do. There's only so much space for you to grow. There's only so much you can read by yourself. There's only so many experiences you can have by yourself. And there's only so many things in a day that you can do by yourself. For example, let's say you have $100,000 in your bank account and you decide to invest them in real estate. Now you have 2 options. You can either take that $100,000 and try to buy a property, which in today's market, good luck with that. Or you can take the money and leverage it. Use it to get multiple loans and hopefully buy 3 or 4 different properties. And now you've quadrupled the amount of things you control with the same amount of resources. Now, depending on the type of business you have, leveraging might look slightly different. Maybe for you it means hiring more people or using additional tools like AI to better streamline the systems in your business. In short, it means setting up systems that allow you to delegate and use other resources, tools, people, or money to compound with what you already have. So instead of being limited by your own time and resources, productive people know that instead of using your resources to achieve a goal, you use your resources to get more resources. And that then allows you to cover a wider range of goals that you need to achieve. Priorities. My God, I cannot understand how this is something that so many people find so difficult, including myself. Productive people understand priorities. Now, some of us have that incessant voice inside of our heads that keeps telling us throughout the day what we should be doing. You should eat healthier, you should go to the gym, you should do your homework or finish working on your business. You know what I'm talking about. Now, that voice is generally telling you the things that you think are the right thing to do at that moment. So if you don't follow through, you end up feeling like a failure and then go back to bed. But there's a very small shift in mentality that has helped me go from those fragile attempts at doing the right thing to actually building solid habits out of them. And that's actually thinking in terms of must instead of in terms of should. Personally, I've made a list out of all of them and I call them my non-negotiable list. I've also made a video about this in the past, so if that's something that interests you, you can click the link right here or also down in the description. The point is that when you make that slight change from should to must, now suddenly there are no more options, there's no room for negotiation, and the thing must be done. And that's where the real progress starts. And the best way to ensure your success is by actually eliminating all possible ways of escape from the thing you must do. Burn all your ships, burn all your bridges, or whichever analogy works best for you. You have to create systems that guide you easily towards accomplishing your goals. For example, if you make the commitment to go to the gym every day, then the night before you set up your gym clothes by your bedroom door. Like this, you see them on your way out. Or maybe you set them on the couch. Like this, when you sit to watch some TV, you're reminded of your musts and have to force yourself to commit. And that's why for me it takes a lot of consideration and contemplation to actually add an item to my non-negotiable list. Because once you do, it now becomes an unbreakable contract with yourself. Now, productive people are some of the most obsessive people I know when it comes to how they manage their time. And that's because they understand the value of time. That's why in order to become productive, you have to pay very close attention to how you manage your resources, your time, your energy, your concentration. Because after all, you only have so many years left in your future and so many hours in a day to build that future. You must have heard others like Alex Hormozi or Chris Williamson talking about how many people become obsessed with their morning routines. They try to have the perfect morning routine so that they can work under the perfect conditions. And then at the end they waste 3 hours of their day every morning getting ready for work, because they forget that getting ready to do the thing isn't actually doing the thing. At the end, these are all things trying to distract you from what you have to do. So you have to focus and take advantage of the time you have to the best of your ability to build the future you want. Productive people use repetition as a tool for growth. Now, this is a bit of a niche interest of mine, as you can see from the background, but arguably one of the greatest violinists in the world, Yehudi Menuhin, who played in the greatest concert halls and played for literally kings and queens all over the world, used to practice for hours every day on the most basic violin techniques. And one day one of his students asked him, "Mr. Menuhin, you already are the greatest violinist in the world. Why do you continue practicing these basic exercises?" And he replied, "If I didn't, my child, I wouldn't be Mr. Menuhin." Repetition is the only thing that can take you from being bad at something to being okay at something, to being good at something, to being great at something. And it is the only thing that can take you from doing an act to building a habit to shaping your everyday actions. To continue using our gym example from earlier, if you decide to go to the gym once a month, you're never going to see great results. But if you commit to repeating this behavior regularly, say 4 times a week, then you're on the path to creating significant change in your life. And the same thing applies to your investments, to your business, and to your studies. If you invest regularly, you're likely to see a good return in the future. If you cultivate your business regularly, it's going to grow. And if you study regularly, you're going to get good grades. Through repetition, you'll begin turning those good actions that bring you small successes into regular habits that will bring you almost automatic progress every day. But of course, these habits can help you with much more than just making you a more productive person. So click this video right here if you want to learn how using the right habits can set you on the right path to grow your finances and change your life forever. I'll see you over there.